You sleep with your cell phone? How you answer that question might tell you something about yourself. Before we talk about that, though, let me take you back in time. Once upon a time, in a time far away, or at least I hope it's far away, it was a push world. People sat at home in their little boxes and were comfortable in front of their newfangled television sets, having information pushed at them. The television was the center of the family. It provided information and entertainment. Mom and Dad and Billy and Susie, the captive audience, sat and watched. Life back then was a whole lot about push and sit and receive. In this world, teachers were the source of knowledge and learning, and students, who looked very much the same, all sat comfortably, row on row, receiving information. Life was good. Repeat, and memorize. During the exam, it was regurgitate fact upon fact. Everyone seemed happy, but maybe some felt a little the same, or a little excluded, or maybe felt they weren't allowed to see anything different. Then something strange happened. They'd always feared the bomb way back then, but this explosion was a different type altogether. This explosion was about change, and everything would be different. The change didn't quite happen overnight, but to some, it felt like it did. At first they called it the superhighway. Almost everybody was hopping on. Suddenly newspapers were dying and television was struggling. Everyone had a cell phone and the internet was king and the world was going mobile. The world changed, but when we looked inside the classroom, it looked pretty much the same. As teachers stood in front of classes with row on row of students, they tried to push the same old information in the same old ways. They wrote on their blackboards, but when they turned around, not everyone was listening, and some were asleep. The kids had grown up digital, and they were different. No longer satisfied with waiting for information to be pushed, people decided to pick and choose what they wanted. The world was fragmented by options, no longer about push and wait to receive. It became a pull world, where we all began to decide which thing we wanted to receive and when we wanted it. To the child of today, there was no difference between a computer monitor and a big screen TV. It was all digital, and it was all there. Not only was it there for the taking, it was theirs for the making. There was involvement. They and we could create and contribute. The Millennials are born of a digital era. Everything is at their fingertips. No longer satisfied with having information pushed on them, they want to choose, connect, and create. The creation may take the form of remix or mashup. Everything old is up for remix. Discovery is everywhere, anytime, and mostly free. Comfortable with technology, this generation is social, globally aware, and wants to collaborate. Used to the speed of change, they are innovative and crave challenge. Push just won't work with these students. They need to be involved in their learning. They are open. According to 2010 Pew Research, 66% realize they will switch careers in their lives. Change is not just good, it's normal. They understand that the world is changing socially, and they don't think it's a bad thing. Many come from families with single parents or are children of divorce. They are more tolerant of social change. They are much more diverse than other generations and getting more diverse every year. They are not all the same. Education will have to be collaborative, but also individualized. They are community-minded. Education will have to focus on larger community and global citizenship. They are born collaborators. They are comfortable sharing information and working together, especially online in social networks. Born digital, millennials have always had information, software, music, multimedia available 24/7 at a click. Mostly it's been open and free. Technology is a part of their lives. If teachers want to reach these new generations, they'll have to allow them to be involved in their own learning. The technology will not always come from the classroom. Teachers will have to harness the power of the technology that students bring to the classroom. But it won't just be the classroom inside a school, because learning will be everywhere, anytime, online, hybrid, in class, formal, and informal. According to PBS's Digital Nation, kids aged 13 to 17 average 1,700 text messages a month. 42% say they can text while blindfolded. 82% of 7th to 12th graders multitask while doing homework. A generation who claims to be excellent at multitasking may not be as efficient as they claim. The Kaiser Foundation reports that the average 8 to 18-year-old spends more than 50 hours a week with digital media. No doubt they are connected, confident, and open to change. How much do you have in common with your millennial students? To find out how Pew Research rates you, take their How Millennial Are You test. So, be honest now. Do you sleep with your cell phone?